So, for those who have been asking so far for a more direct experience, um, to know a little bit more about, uh, well, this is the means that I will make available now. Satsangs will never be available because they are intimate and, well, there's a lot of discussions about this, but no point in pursuing them. Satsangs have to remain pure, or else it becomes, well, what it is seen today. But from now on, I have decided to open this line of communication. So subjects that may seem important and find their way to be spoken about, I will make these audio recordings about them directly. And questions that you may have, you may send them through the available channels, and I will speak about them like this also. So one of these issues is that has been coming up is this about Advaitic teachings. So some of you, especially in India, in satsangs in India, that have come to satsang, and the words that have been spreading around is that in some way I'm against Advaitic teachings. Well, in India it may seem this way because, well, all that I have to say for those who come, at least most of them, is really in a way going against all these Advaitic teachings. But do I have anything against Advaita? Of course not. It is the highest teaching. By far, it is what is, well, it is the teaching. So then why do I seem to go against? First, I don't go against. It is a question of understanding what is being said. But really, for most seekers that have been coming, I haven't seen many that are really that prepared for these teachings. You see, for these simple lines of reasoning, oh, there is nothing to be done, and all of these reasonings. For those who seem to believe that there's nothing to be done, they are engaged in a lot of activities. And yes, from the standpoint of the mind, this can be discussed um, immensely, yes. But you see, it is the emptiness of your path that really gives you the feedback of what you're doing and where are you going, you see? And usually I hear this about nothing to be done, about spiritual practices, which is quite interesting. So in the absence of anything to do in the spiritual part, so what's left is the rest. So for these seekers that advocate, most seekers, there are exceptions of course, that advocate there's nothing to do, well, normal mundane investments continue their course, and this is what it is for. So these high teachings are being used to defend, to maintain a life that has nothing to do with the quest of freedom. You see? So the mind continues to investigate these teachings, and it seems to be growing, and you seem to be growing, but nothing is really changing. So for some, for few, Yes, this is the highest teaching. For others, well, let's say it is preparation for all of this. This idea of following a path, a specific path, either Advaita or karma or whatever is out there, whatever you call it. This is not yet the quest. This is preparation. You see, because each one of you has specific needs, not about a path to follow and to arrive to a place. This is about undressing yourself from yourself. You see? This is about breaking your beliefs, not about finding a set of beliefs that you can believe and defend and uphold and follow blindfoldly. It's nothing about that. Everything that comes has the power to increase your beliefs or decrease them or break them. And this upholding things, this is not yet your quest, means that your quest has not yet really begun. It is just warm, not hot, you see? Because when the quest really begins, and for this you must be completely given, um, it has a life of its own, you see? It's not about what you decide or what you can understand, it's about communication, what comes to you and what you can make about it. It is about guidance, direct guidance. And there is a life in your process that you feel, that you feel. So when this starts really, you will not be making decisions. Your only decision will be to comply with your guidance or to turn your face to the other side. As you turn your face to the other side, to the challenges, to what is coming to you, you turn your face to your own path. And so it stops, even if it seems not to be stopping, but it does. And you wait, and you wait. You may be convinced that you are doing things and that you are advancing and whatever words you want to use, um, but you're not. But you're not. So all these teachings, not just Advaita, but most teachings, they are transformed into a way of life. They are not being, um, they are being turned into a way of life. So a way of creating a new illusion, not a way of freeing yourself from your own. And this is about your own illusion, not about anything else. And this instrument you hold so dear as your understanding and your will and all of this is not there to, this is not working towards freedom. It is working for survival, for the maintenance of everything as it is. And by trusting this, and today what is being made available is this self-empowerment. But is it really self-empowerment in a spiritual sense? Or is it the non-self empowerment? And you see, one of the, it is, yeah, the biggest adventure that you can call into human experience, human life, is the quest for freedom. It's not about a normal story. It is an epic, not a normal story. And somehow things are coming to you in a sense that there's nothing to do. This is just warm waters. You can keep all your attachments, all your fears, nothing to do. Well, from the human perspective, the quest for truth is the biggest adventure. The biggest adventure. You see? Um, it's not about, there's nothing random about it. There's nothing normal about it. It is made of a striving, of crisis, of tearing up your attachments, your beliefs, going through your fears. Has nothing random about it. And if you use wisdom, if you use wisdom for unwise purposes, it doesn't continue to be wisdom. So all of these things can be discussed, can be debated, yes, but there is no point. There is no point. Because in the end, it is up to you with yourself, and you may be convincing yourself that there is nothing to be done and la 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 la. But if this is really not your language yet, and if you are still into the normal activities, into the normal world, into the normal quests of acceptance, self-value, and all these things, love, relationships, and la la la, if this has still importance for you, so that language, it's not suiting you, and the time you are giving into adapting these teachings to your personal needs, which you are free to do, of course, but this is time being wasted. Time being wasted. You see? Um, in this last season in India, I have seen many seekers coming that say they have gone from A to Z. I have been through everything. Yes, this is what information, availability of information does. You go through everything, yet without going through, without going through nothing, because it's just information. It has no life, so it brings nothing, and you're always stuck in the same place. Those who have the courage for it, they can openly talk about this, of their state. Most, they continue just um, to uphold the same flag, knowing that it has no value, no real value. So if I have anything against Advaitic teachings, no, absolutely not. But like I said, I've only seen very few that are uh, suitable for this. And like any other teaching, it is a moment, and then it stops. It is not a way of life. It is not a new set of beliefs. This is not even just the Advaitic teaching, all teachings. They come in a way to dissolve your world, not to form a new world, to dissolve. Those who are in a hurry to build a new world, they are in a hurry because they maintain the same objectives, and they are in a hurry to go back to them and to take care of their human life, little life. You see? For the seeker of truth out there, you see, your quest has a life, has a fire, a fire. There is direct communication, there is guidance. You see? Wake up to this. Wake up to this. Because you're going through a moment of distractions. Many distractions are being embraced and are being given to you, facilitated to you. Spirituality, as you see it these days, you go through spiritual places, and what you see, well, most seekers are noticing, average seekers are noticing this. So that it has become circus like. And if you're not going through your fears and your difficulties, if you're not breaking your crystallized beliefs, then nothing is really happening, and you're bound to logic, to mental reasoning, and that's it. It is about what makes sense, what doesn't make sense, and to make sense is only conditioned to your present understanding. You see? For the veteran seeker, let me remind you that as long as you don't know who you are, you know nothing important. You may have studied a lot, been through a lot, gone through a lot, but if you don't know who you are, really, you don't know anything important. And this needs to be reminded, because then you become a prisoner of your mind, of your knowledge, of your knowing. And this is a big hindrance, is a big hindrance. If you look back, this nothing to do teachings, this effortlessness, came into a period that there was yogis around, you see, hard-working seekers, strong-willed seekers, and for them that it was about conquest, it was about personal power, to bend the laws of nature. So for these seekers, these very good seekers, um, the other side was needed, because this had become a crystallized belief. So this effortlessness had to come for them. But if they weren't hard-working, strong-willed seekers, this would be useless. This is about what you need. So if the lazy man talks about effortlessness, is this really freeing for him? Okay. Any further questions about this subject? Um, you can send them. I will go through them if there is a need. Mm. So for this time, this will be all. So any further questions about this subject? Well, send them, and we'll see when another moment will come for a new recording. Okay? Okay.